Tales of Herding Gods, Chapter 567. Chapter Translator Atlas Studios. Editor Atlas Studios. The divine dragon was momentarily taken aback, its pupils shrinking and contracting in an endless rhythm, its immense gaze locked firmly onto Chin-Mu. Its eyes were vast beyond measure. If Chin-Mu were to stand beneath one eyelid, even with both arms stretched to their fullest, he would never brush its upper edge. To be stared at by those draconic eyes was no pleasant matter. Within them lay a majesty that chilled the soul without cold, a pressure that stirred both reverence and dread deep within the heart. Yet Chin-Mu appeared untouched by such weight. He strode forward at an unhurried pace, his eyes drifting across the grand hall. Murals adorned the walls, though most lay shattered and ruined. Dragons reveled in their own glory. They etched their triumphs into murals, embellishing their palaces with splendor, gilded brilliance, and radiant wealth. Their halls became monuments to their own legend, places that satisfied both pride and comfort. Yet now the murals lay broken, their stories erased. Even the treasures had long been plundered. Incense burners, folding screens, jade couches, teapots, books, paintings, chess sets, zithers. Everything had been stripped away. Chin-Mu could even see hollowed pits where luminous pearls once rested. Not only that, but many tiles from the palace floor had been torn out, particularly from the center of the hall, where a grand design must once have proclaimed the master's wealth and prestige. Now only bare stone remained, exposed and bleak. The sight was enough to ache the heart. And yet, the stones were not ordinary. They were etched with dense and intricate runes. Chin-Mu studied them carefully, though he refrained from touching them. "So the one who deceived me is your patriarch?" the divine dragon asked, a trace of anger threading through its voice. "It is not my founding master. He is my big senior brother." Chin-Mu searched methodically, hoping to uncover even a single overlooked treasure left behind by his big senior brother. Yet the place was so clean, it bordered on absurd. If his big senior brother had opened a bathhouse in eternal peace, his business would have flourished beyond imagination. The palace had been stripped spotless. Nothing remained worth taking. Only two things were left: the cauldron containing 10 miles of yellow sand and the vast palace itself. But neither could be taken, for both were instruments suppressing the divine dragon. I saw star sand converging within the star sand evil eyes, inside those 10 miles of yellow sand. The patterns of the stars, the linking of starlight, their attributes and structure, they matched the divine arts arrangement recorded in my heavenly saint cult's great educational heavenly devil scriptures. Chin-Mu searched for half a day, yet found nothing. Only then did he turn to the divine dragon and speak. Once I saw that, enlightenment came. I had previously learned the 10-mile star sand calamity formation. It is hidden within the great educational heavenly devil scriptures. After comprehending it, though it could slay even a true god, it became simple to me. That is why I was able to escape alive. As he spoke, he circled the chained divine dragon twice. Still, I could not be certain the killing formation was left behind by my big senior brother. So after escaping the formation, I examined the god runes on the walls and the devil inscriptions on the chains. Zhang Miao followed him, circling twice as well. After pondering, he said, "Then the words you spoke earlier were neither directed at me nor your own realization?" That sentence was something I read from the God and Devil writings left by Big Senior Brother. I was speaking of his cultivation of the heart. Chin-Mu turned and sat before the divine dragon, halting his steps as he explained, "My big senior brother is the founding master of the Heavenly Saint cult. His cultivation of the mind has reached extraordinary heights. Within the cult, there is a saying, one must accomplish 3 things to become a saint: found a sect, accumulate merit, and leave behind teachings in writing. He established a sect and recorded his teachings, yet he lacked merit, and thus could not reach the realm of the Saint Woodcutter. Among all cult masters, aside from him, none have achieved even 2 of the 3. Therefore, only he could have suppressed you. The others were incapable." Zhang Miao stopped as well, confusion clouding his expression. "Then why would your big senior brother suppress the divine dragon?" Chin-Mu lifted his gaze. "That we must ask Senior Divine Dragon himself." He looked up at the colossal dragon. Even bound and stripped of its divine arts, its immense form forced them to crane their necks. Its whiskers drifted like sunset-tinted clouds, soft and ethereal. In such a majestic and martial being, one could scarcely perceive any trace of evil. Raising his head, Chinmu asked, "Big Senior Brother likely chained you here to accumulate merit and attain sainthood. If so, what crime did you commit that warranted such imprisonment? Senior, please enlighten me." The divine dragon's gaze turned icy. Suddenly, it bared its fangs in a grin. "Such an intelligent child, yet you seek death. You are clever, so why do you not understand the value of ignorance? Sometimes, survival lies in blindness and silence." Jiang Miao shivered, lifting his head. "Then why did Senior summon me?" The divine dragon twisted its massive body, its neck curving in a strange arc. Chains tightened with a thunderous pull as it leaned closer, staring into Jiang Miao's eyes. Its whiskers nearly brushed Chinmu and Jiang Miao, yet remained just beyond reach due to the chain's restraint. When Chinmu had led Jiang Miao around it earlier, he had calculated the chain's length with astonishing precision. They stood just outside its killing range. The dragon's breath washed over them, wrinkling their skin as it spoke. "Naturally, I called you here to save me, child of the surging river dragon king." Jiang Miao froze. "You recognize me?" "Of course." The divine dragon strained, attempting to stretch its coiled body. Though the chains pierced its flesh and bound it tightly, its movement still caused the palace to tremble. "Thinking back, you are my nephew. When you were born, I even held you. You urinated all over me, and I flicked your little thing." Jiang Miao flushed crimson, turning to Chinmu with an embarrassed look. "Cult Master, please do not tell anyone." Chinmu chuckled. "What of it? When I was young, Grandpa Blind and Grandpa Cripple flicked mine too. It is an act of affection from elders. Besides, before your intelligence awakened, you licked my face while I slept and covered it in saliva." Jiang Miao's face turned as red as freshly dyed silk. "Can we not speak of this anymore?" "Very well. But when you first met me, you pounced on me, rubbed your face against mine, and then hung from my ear by your tail while crying, 'Maha.'" Jiang Miao wished for nothing more than to vanish into the earth. "Cult Master, please, let us never mention that again." Chinmu laughed heartily. "When you become a renowned divine dragon of your era, I will surely tell your descendants. I was also wondering, junior brother Qin Yu is still waiting for your return. When we go back, how will you face him? Will you still cling to him?" Jiang Miao stood stunned. The divine dragon suddenly roared in irritation. "Have you finished your chatter?" Chinmu stepped back, smiling. "Your uncle is angered. Let us cease idle talk and attend to matters of importance. This concerns your family. I shall merely observe." The divine dragon's chest rose and fell before it regained composure. "Jiang Miao, the boy beside you is the junior brother of an evil man. He is no good. You must distance yourself from him. You are my nephew. I am your uncle. You must help me escape." Jiang Miao hesitated, glancing between them. "You heard my call. Our bloodlines are close. Do you not trust me? Raise your hand. When our palms meet, you will know the truth." Jiang Miao lifted his palm. The divine dragon raised its claw, excitement flickering in its eyes. Just as their hands were about to meet, the rune Chinmu had placed on Jiang Miao's palm flared with blinding brilliance. At once, the hidden devil markings on the chains ignited. They blazed with sinister light as devil fire surged forth, burrowing into the dragon's body. It trembled violently, its form contorting as it roared in agony, shaking the palace. Jiang Miao hurriedly withdrew his hand, looking toward Chinmu. Chinmu smiled and approached. "Jiang Miao, your mother, the surging river dragon king, died protecting you. In the eastern sea of the great ruins, countless dragon kings turned to stone, worshipped in their temples. They had no choice. They were forced into petrification. 20,000 years ago, when the founding emperor era collapsed and calamity struck the heavens, the gods and devils of the founding emperor's celestial heavens either fled to Carefree Village or chose petrification. So why did your uncle do neither? Does that not strike you as strange?" Jiang Miao was stunned. Here, the Paramita Ark bound for Carefree Village was ambushed and destroyed before it could escape. Though sealed, descendants of the Heavenly Works God race remained within. To prevent their escape, the enemy required a powerful guard. That guard, could it have been your uncle? Jiang Miao turned toward the divine dragon. Its expression shifted subtly. "You trust an outsider over your own kin?" Chinmu stepped forward, gazing up. Jiang Miao, I once saw you in the surging river dragon palace. Your mother's soul lingered, singing a sorrowful dragon song. You were encased in ice, a broken sword embedded in your chest. It pierced your heart. Your mother used her life to sustain yours, hoping someone might revive you. Tears streamed down Jiang Miao's face. He had seen his mother's skeleton after returning to the palace. Your mother was powerful. How could she have died? And how did you survive a sword through your heart? Could it be that the attacker spared you intentionally, using your injury to force your mother to exhaust her dragon bead, weakening her enough to be killed? Qinmu's voice remained calm. Such a scheme would require someone close, someone she trusted. Jiang Miao trembled. Why did this powerful uncle not save you during 20,000 years of slumber? Where is that broken sword now? I have always kept it. Jiang Miao spat it out. Qinmu examined the blade, still stained with dragon blood. Do you wish to know its owner? Fear filled Jiang Miao's face. Cult master, my heart is in chaos. Qinmu lifted his gaze. If it is yours, you could use it to kill us and sever these chains. You called him here because of this sword, did you not? Now it lies here, senior. Please. The divine dragon narrowed its eyes. Qinmu smiled. Suddenly, the broken sword erupted with light, rising skyward with a resounding roar. At the same time, the chains blazed with devil light. Fire surged into the dragon's body, disrupting the power it had just gathered. Its form convulsed violently. Clang. The sword fell to the ground. Qinmu picked it up with a sigh. Jiang Miao, your mother died unjustly. Jiang Miao looked at the dragon. It laughed harshly. Only the wise follow the tides. Your mother and I were born of the same dragon vein. We were twin dragons. Why was she the surging river dragon king, while I remained a mere well dragon king? The celestial heavens offered me power. I seized it. My sister was proof of my allegiance. It sneered. Even if I tell you, what can you do? Turning to Qinmu, it added coldly, your big senior brother was far stronger than you, yet he could not kill me. He used everything he had and still could only imprison me. Behind Qinmu, a gate of heaven influence manifested and opened wide. In this world, there is nothing I cannot kill. Big senior brother may have failed, but for me, it is no difficulty. Translator, Atlas Studios. Editor, Atlas Studios. The divine dragon cast its immense gaze upon the gate of heaven influence, suspicion flickering within its ancient pupils like stormlight beneath deep waters. Jiang Miao leaned closer, his voice lowered as though fearing to disturb the currents of fate. Cult master, can you truly rid us of him? I do not know, Qinmu replied, his tone as soft as drifting mist. Jiang Miao's eyes widened as though struck by thunder. You don't know? I have never tested whether this gate can slay gods, Qinmu said calmly. In the past, I have only used it to extinguish devil experts of the celestial being realm. Just now, I merely sought to intimidate him. Though he has fallen to such a state, he still carries himself with arrogance. If we are to face him, we must be even more ruthless. Having finished, Qinmu cupped his hands toward the divine dragon with a trace of sincerity. Senior, should I fail to kill you, please do not mock me. He was just about to unleash the gate of heaven influence when the divine dragon's expression suddenly twisted, as though struck by a forgotten terror. Wait! Qinmu halted immediately, the towering gate freezing in place like a celestial decree paused mid-command. His demeanor remained patient and respectful. Senior, please speak. The divine dragon's enormous eyes locked onto the gate, and within them, a flicker of fear took root. Its voice rose sharply. I have seen this gate before. What is your connection to Mingdu Heavenly King? He wielded a gate just like this. Mingdu Heavenly King also possessed the Gate of Heaven influence? Qinmu asked, his brows knitting together. I recall seeing someone open such a gate in Ghost Valley. Could that have been the Mingdu Heavenly King you speak of? You are his descendant. The divine dragon's voice trembled like a cracked bell. No wonder you can open this gate. Qinmu shook his head lightly, a faint smile on his lips. My surname is Qin of Carefree Village. Who is this Mingdu Heavenly King? Does he also bear the surname Qin? Yet the divine dragon seemed lost within its own memories, as though dragged into a deep abyss of the past. Its voice became distant and hollow. Mingdu Heavenly King controls a gate that connects to Yudu. Countless formidable enemies perished at his hands. The founding emperor conferred upon him the title of Heavenly King and commanded him to open Yudu. The founding emperor's ambitions knew no bounds. He sought to annex even Yudu, to grasp the mysteries of life and death themselves. But in doing so, he provoked Earthcount. Earthcount would not yield. Thus, the founding emperor ordered the Heavenly Works god race to forge a divine blade. With that blade, Mingdu Heavenly King severed a vast piece of Yudu, and upon that land, the founding emperor commanded the construction of Fengdu. Qinmu stood stunned, as though struck by lightning. He cut away a portion of Yudu and turned it into Fengdu? His power reached such a level. By seizing a fragment of Yudu, Mingdu Heavenly King enraged Earthcount, the divine dragon continued, its voice trembling. Yet Mingdu was cunning. He petrified his own body while his primordial spirit fled into Fengdu. The number of gods and devils who perished beneath his gate was beyond counting. Thus, he was granted dominion over souls. This gate of yours, there is no way it is the same as his. Qinmu's eyes gleamed, and he quickly pressed further. Senior, I once saw a stone statue in Ghost Valley, behind which stood a gate connected to Yudu. It sealed gods and devils with a beehive-like seal. Could that person have been Mingdu Heavenly King? The divine dragon remained dazed, muttering as though possessed. Your gate cannot be the same as his. You lack the power to harm me. You are but a country bumpkin, weaker than a hen dragon. Qinmu's face flushed with indignation. Senior, your words insult all of humanity. I am certain I have seen this Mingdu Heavenly King before. In my estimation, he was merely a false overlord body. His cultivation did not even reach my standard. The divine dragon snapped back to awareness, a sneer curling across its expression. You dare call this gate the Gate of Heaven influence? How laughable! In the era of the founding emperor, it was known as the god-slaying mysterious gate. Even gods of the 9 heavens and devil gods of the 9 underworlds could not escape its judgment. When that gate opened and closed, their souls were dragged back into Yudu, thus earning its name, God-slaying. And yet you do not even know this. Clearly, yours is nothing but an imitation. Come, slay me. Let me witness what pitiful skill you possess. Qinmu spun around, and from the Gate of Heaven influence, thick devil ki of Yudu surged forth like a black tide, filling the great hall with suffocating darkness. The gate slowly opened, its presence sweeping toward the divine dragon like the will of the abyss. Hold it! Cold sweat poured from the dragon's brow as it stared at the approaching gate. Qinmu stopped once more, his patience unwavering. What does Senior wish to say? What is your cultivation level? The divine dragon asked hoarsely, its gaze fixed upon the gate. I have cultivated to the 6 directions realm, Qinmu replied. And I have also awakened my 7 stars divine treasure. The divine dragon froze, disbelief etched across its face. 6 directions realm, yet with 7 stars divine treasure awakened? What kind of twisted logic is this? Even if I consider you to be at 7 stars realm, you dare attempt to kill me? Ha! You are truly an ignorant hen dragon, unafraid of a true dragon. Its confidence returned as it laughed arrogantly. Come then, let me see how you slay me. Qinmu continued his execution of the Gate of Heaven influence. More devil chi of Yudu poured forth, thick and oppressive. Hold it, the divine dragon suddenly roared again. Qinmu's patience began to thin. Senior, if you have something to say it all at once. The divine dragon sneered coldly. Little brat, for daring to attempt to slay me, I will one day annihilate your entire family. Do you understand? The seed you plant today will bring ruin to your bloodline in the future. Qinmu nodded without hesitation and continued. I understand. If you survive, come and wipe out my family whenever you wish. The Gate of Heaven influence trembled, and from Qinmu's lips came a string of cryptic incantations, the incomprehensible devil language of Yudu. The divine dragon's expression changed once more. Hold it! This gate is different from what I have seen before. What language are you speaking? Whoosh! The gate surged forward, expanding into a towering presence. Within its depths lay boundless darkness. Amid that darkness, a pair of enormous curved horns faintly revealed themselves, blazing with eerie flames. The gate halted abruptly. The divine dragon's body stiffened. Then, a head fell heavily to the ground. Its body collapsed, limp as a lifeless serpent, devoid of motion. Qinmu dispersed the Gate of Heaven influence. Immediately, a searing pain erupted from the center of his brows, and a drop of black blood trickled downward. He hurriedly pressed his hand against his forehead. Yet the pain intensified. spreading like fire through his skull. Unable to endure, he dropped to his knees, clutching his head as he trembled in agony. Not far away, Jiang Miao had witnessed everything. When the gate devoured the divine dragon, a massive mouth had suddenly manifested within the darkness, snatching the dragon's primordial spirit and swallowing it whole. Jiang Miao stood frozen, his heart gripped by terror. That mouth had been unspeakably sinister, so vile that even he felt dread seep into his bones. When he regained his senses and examined the dragon's body, he was stunned. There was no trace of life left within it. Its primordial spirit had not entered Yudu. It had been devoured. Cult Master Qin, there is something inside your gate. Cult Master Qin. Hearing Qinmu's pained groans, Jiang Miao rushed over and helped him up. Qinmu's body trembled violently, but at that moment, the jade pendant on his chest emitted faint rays of light, repelling the pain. I'm fine, Qinmu said weakly, pushing Jiang Miao aside. It was just a sudden headache. It's much better now. It must be a side effect of using the Gate of Heaven influence. Strange, nothing like this has ever happened before. Jiang Miao stared at the center of his brows, eyes wide with shock. Qinmu noticed his expression and smiled faintly. What do you see? There is a bloody mark on your forehead, and something seems to be inside it, Jiang Miao said, astonished. Qinmu immediately took out a mirror. Indeed, there was a long, narrow bloody mark at the center of his brows, about an inch in length, pointed at both ends and slightly wider in the middle. More strangely, the mark bulged slightly, as though something lay beneath the skin. He reached out and touched it. Beneath the surface, he could feel something round, yet pressing on it caused no pain. Did I injure my head just now? No, it's moving. Qinmu's heart jolted. His finger had clearly felt the thing shifting beneath the mark. Could I have been possessed by the divine dragon? He immediately activated his primordial spirit, scanning his entire body. After searching thoroughly, he found nothing unusual. Even when he examined the mark directly, he detected no anomaly. Jiang Miao leaned closer, examining carefully. Suddenly, he raised a finger. Cult Master, follow my finger. Qinmu did as instructed. As Jiang Miao moved his finger, Qinmu felt the thing beneath the mark move accordingly. After testing, Jiang Miao let out a breath. It appears to be an eye beneath the mark. An eye? Qinmu was bewildered. The great educational Heavenly Devil scriptures did contain techniques for cultivating a third eye, but he had not assumed the forms of Saturn Sovereign or Mars Sovereign. Where had this eye come from? Cult Master Qin, Jiang Miao said solemnly, I saw a ghost within your gate earlier. He shuddered as he recalled the scene. When my uncle was swallowed, his primordial spirit was dragged toward that horned entity. Then a massive mouth appeared and devoured him in a single bite. A mouth devoured his primordial spirit? Qinmu frowned, rubbing his forehead. Yudu harbors countless malicious entities formed from fragmented souls and devil nature. They are vicious and terrifying. Perhaps one of them seized the opportunity. Jiang Miao shook his head. I do not know. I only saw that mouth swallow him. It smiled cruelly, then vanished as your gate closed. Qinmu pondered for a moment before sighing deeply. Earth Count's control over Yudu must be weakening. These monsters are escaping. We came seeking a true dragon to decipher the inscriptions of its nest, yet now we have lost all leads. Suddenly his gaze shifted to the fallen chains on the dragon's body. The devil inscriptions upon them had ceased flowing. His heart skipped a beat. This is bad. The 10-mile star sand calamity formation will cease as well. Qinmu dashed out and looked toward the canyon sky. The yellow sand that had surged like a celestial dragon now rushed back into the great cauldron. On both canyon walls, the runes ignited and turned to ash. Amid the swirling sand, Xing'an staggered forward, drenched in blood, his steps heavy and his expression dark as night. Qinmu hurried forward, wrapping his arms around the massive cauldron. With a grunt, he tried to lift it, but it would not budge. The star sand within was unbearably heavy. He channeled his vital qi, attempting to control the sand. A few grains rose slowly into the air, drifting forward. Qinmu's face darkened instantly, darker even than Xing'an's.